Hello, everyone. This is Daughter of Yahweh. Today is Thursday, March 9th, 2023. I am coming before you to share two dreams with you about that I've had about Marcus Rogers. And this is a subject that I did not plan to cover. I didn't want to go back in this direction, but I'm being led by the Lord. I feel like there's an urgency and that there's some things I need to discuss. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with my first dream. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone's blessed in the Lord. And I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So my first dream that I had back in November, I believe this was the second week of November that I had this dream. Back in 2022, uh, I saw where Marcus Rogers had an indoor baptismal pool, and it was set up like a regular pool for recreation. And I saw small children were jumping and diving off of a diving board into the pool, but the pool wasn't that deep. A woman was murdered there, but it was reported as if it was an accident, and Marcus Rogers was actually responsible for the murder. The baptismal pool was not deep enough to allow people to jump into it from off of the diving board. Small children were jumping off of the diving board and into the pool without getting hurt because they were so small. When the dream first started, I was wondering why was a diving board being used at a baptismal pool, and why was the baptismal pool being used for recreational purposes. So of course, most of us who have good sense know that that's inappropriate, very inappropriate. So this dream really disturbed me for multiple reasons. So just imagine a church that has a baptismal pool, but then they allow people to play and swim in it, to have fun in it. And also, I noticed that in this dream, the way the pool was made and set up, it was actually set up in a way to where it looks like something that I just noticed it was designed to attract children. Um, so this is what Marcus Rogers did in this dream. This was a pool area that he had designed. It was designed in a certain way to attract children. But the other thing that concerned me in this dream also was that the pool was not, it wasn't a traditional baptismal pool. Um, and it looked like a recreational pool that you would see at a hotel or resort, except the pool also, it just wasn't deep enough. There was a lot of diving and jumping around, and it was not a very deep pool. The diving board was kind of high up. So if someone is jumping off of a diving board that's high up, of course, you can expect some type of an injury to occur, or I mean, it just looked like a very dangerous situation. I was just disturbed during the whole dream. So the room was dark, but I saw some bright lights in the background, kind of like neon lighting, or um, it almost had kind of like a nightclub setting type feel, kind of sort of something like this. Um, this particular picture is very similar, kind of similar to what I saw. Just what I saw, the room was a bit darker. So the lack of depth in the pool really bothered me throughout the dream, and the diving board. Uh, and I also felt like the way that the pool was designed, being that it wasn't that deep with a diving board, it just looked like it was an intentional setup for an accident to occur, which is why I was not surprised to learn of a woman's death at this pool. And this dream disturbed me also because it reminded me of the Dafar Ali murder all over again. To me, there are too many parallels with his murder and this dream. For one, the waters just weren't deep. According to a previous dream that I had, the waters were not deep. Two, the incident was made to look like an accident when it was actually a murder. And three, the involvement of baptism. So those are three parallels that I'm seeing when it comes to my dream, this dream, and a previous dream that I had concerning Dafar Ali. So now I'm going to move on to my second dream, which I had this year, 2023. I had this dream back on January 17th. So I saw a woman who was in a serious relationship with a significant other. And I'm not sure if this woman was married to this man or if this was a boyfriend, but she did have a significant other. But for some reason, this woman was seduced by Marcus Rogers. She followed Marcus Rogers to hotels to be with him. It seemed like Marcus Rogers had male friends around to make everything look innocent. I don't know if the friends got the hotel rooms in their names or what exactly their roles were, but they were around to create an illusion. So I want to rephrase that. I could clearly see what their roles were. They were there to create an illusion, but they were helping Marcus Rogers keep the secret or make it look innocent, like there was nothing going on. There was a lot of hanging around in like the hallways and things like that. So they were basically there to help cover up whatever Marcus Rogers was doing. So this woman was cheating on her boyfriend or husband, and she began to have very deep feelings for Marcus Rogers. She knew she was in love, but she was fearful of her future because she knew that Marcus Rogers was not someone that she could keep. She knew that she could not keep her affair with Marcus Rogers secret, and that she would have to tell her boyfriend or husband the truth. And she felt like she had burned a bridge because she knew that her significant other would leave her once she tells the truth. She really wanted to leave her boyfriend or slash husband for Marcus Rogers because she felt that Marcus Rogers was a better lover. But for some reason, she knew that she could not keep him forever and that she would eventually be alone. So that's the end of my second dream. And I just wanted to point out that both dreams deal with a mystery woman. There's a possibility that this same woman is being represented in both dreams. I'm not sure. I can't help but wonder because I had these dreams, 2 months apart. So I just find it strange that in my first dream, the dream is about a woman being murdered. But there's so many other different things going on in that dream as well. But I'm going to get to another point in a few minutes. But the first thing I just want to point out is that the first dream starts off with the murder of a woman. And then here's the second dream where I'm seeing an affair. So I'm wondering if the second dream is maybe explaining why the woman in the first dream was murdered. that's a possibility. I'm not sure. So I was trying not to go in this direction, but it looks like, from what I'm seeing, it looks like there's a plan for another sacrifice. And I can't say that I know that for sure. I can only go off of what I see in my dreams. And this is what I'm seeing. It doesn't none of these things look good. It's very everything is so very disturbing, and I've had a third dream that was very vague, but I saw again the same people. I saw Marcus Rogers, and I saw this woman, and I saw something concerning an affair. So I can't say for sure that I know completely what's going on, but I find it strange that, like I said, there's a lot of parallels in my first dream. And in the second dream is very plain. So, also, I just wanted to point out in my first dream about how the play area, the pool area, was designed in a way to attract children. And there's a reason for that. We live in a day and time where we all know that predators are always soon to follow when it comes to daycares and schools and any places where children are. And we have all of these so called pastors, so called ministers designing these churches with children's church and all of these different things designed to attract children. And some of them, and I believe Marcus Rogers is one of those, some of them um, are designing these areas, and it's not for innocence. It's not necessarily, well, it's not at all for what you think it's for. Um, any minister is going to say, we want your kids to come to church and the family to come to church, and it for it to be a family experience and for everyone to have fun, blah, 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 blah. But they also have this ulterior motive because they know it's basically a setup. It's a setup. It's a welcome area for something to go wrong. I'll just put it like that. Witches and pedophiles always go where the children are. I'll just leave it at that. I've had another dream about Marcus Rogers that I'm not going to go into details about, where I saw the same subject, where he was involved in something where it had something to do with children, and a witch or someone who doesn't have the best intention for children was soon to follow. So hopefully I'll be able to get to um, the last dream I just talked about soon. I'm not sure how soon I'm going to be able to get to that dream, but what I would like for anyone to do who finds this video, if you find this video, just pray for the children and the families that attend his church, because I've said this before, that is not a safe place. I said that in previous videos. This man does not have good intentions. I know that. Everything just probably seems right now to be going okay. I have no clue. Like I said, I haven't been paying attention to any of his content. Normally, if something of his pops up on my YouTube, I just scroll past it. So I'm not sure as far as what's going on right now, as far as his ministry and how far he's gotten with his church. But I do know that there are some safety issues. There's some unholy things. There's a lot of unholy things. There's nothing holy about his so-called ministry. It's just not. And it's not a real move of God. So this is for anyone who finds this to take heed. Take heed and pray. Pray for understanding. Pray for spiritual guidance, and pray for others that are caught up into a phony ministry, basically. So I'm not going to prolong this video much longer. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening, and have a good night. Be blessed.